Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. This video is going to be about why I personally love One Piece, why I think many people love One Piece. Now let's get the main things out of the way. The world building. The world building in One Piece is incredible. How it's not just the Straw Hats are forcing the world to change, but it's also changing on its own as well. Like, I think some stuff would still happen even if the Straw Hats weren't around, but, like, they're forcing the world to change and everything is moving. All the islands, there's stuff going on without the Straw Hats being involved. And without the Straw Hats being involved, like, the Straw Hats are the main focus of the series, obviously. And I also love so many of the characters in One Piece. Like Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, Nami, Robin, Frankie, Brook. Like, I love all the Straw Hats. I love Bartolomeo, which in my opinion is just the fan base as a character. Because I love Doflamingo, Katakuri. I think Big Mom's a pretty good, like, there's so many characters in this show that are so good. And, like, when your supporting cast could be a main character in another series, that's so good. And I think One Piece doesn't get the credit for its characters. Like, there's so many amazing characters in One Piece. And there's so many incredible moments in One Piece. One Piece is the only series to ever make me cry over an inanimate object that gets destroyed. And, like, as much as I have some problems with Ace's death, because, like, he wasn't really a fleshed out character in my opinion, but, like, bro, the way Luffy reacted to that killed me. I've cried twice watching TV, and it's both been in One Piece. Like, I love how it can go from goofy and silly and, like, you know, Sanji nosebleed, Luffy wants meat, and stuff like that, to, like, the most serious moment ever. Like, Luffy's about to go hit fisticuffs with this guy to save everyone, and if he doesn't win, they all get murdered. Or something like that, you know? And there's always, like, there's underlining themes, like racism. I think that's pretty cool. I think most manga would probably not try to talk about some of the stuff One Piece talks about. Like, Fishman Island was all about racism. And I think Fishman Island was a pretty good arc. I think Hody was a terrible villain, but it's not what we're here to talk about. Usopp. Usopp's fight with Luffy was so good. There's, like, strategy and, like, thinking, and there was so much into that fight. There's so much emotion and purpose in that fight. It was incredible. I think the fights in One Piece are underrated. I think they're pretty fucking good. Now, do I think they're the greatest, like, shonen fights of all time? Fuck no. I'm not high, but, like, there are some fights in One Piece that I would consider probably the best in shonen. And there's so many characters, like, the goofy character designs I love. The, like, how Luffy is going to this island, he's liberating it. The mysteries of One Piece, like, it's been 24 years and we still don't know things, and I'm still interested in what those things are. I think that is a quality most writers don't have. Because if Oda decided to drop a bomb and tell us what the Will of D is next chapter, that's gas. That is fucking gas. If he tells us what the One Piece is, that's gas. Luffy will finally... When Luffy becomes the Pirate King, I think that moment will break the fucking internet. Because I've grown up... Look, I could sit here for 30 minutes and tell you why I think One Piece is the greatest. And I think there's so many, like, positives to the series. There's also a lot of negatives, but I'm not going to talk about them in this video. One Piece does what One Piece wants to do. One Piece explores the world that it wants to explore. It has the villains that it wants to have. And it, like, Zoro is a perfect example. Zoro will always be a badass. He will never not look like a badass. Sanji, I think, is a more three-dimensional character because he can go from I love how characters can go from goofy as fuck to incredibly well-written characters. I think that is well written. And like, I love how they all have these dreams and aspirations, but like Luffy is a perfect example of this. He will give up everything so his friends will succeed and get what their dreams are. He would rather his friends succeed. Like, I think that's the truest form of friendship ever. He would give up his dream if it meant that his friends' dreams would come true. Without a doubt, without a doubt. And to sit here and say he wouldn't do that is not true. He was willing to give up his life for two people he literally just met because they were about to die, and they helped him. And Luffy basically fought Doflamingo and freed Dressrosa over a box of food. And it's like, why would you go through all that? Because you can. Because you're Monkey D. motherfucking Luffy. You got the gang with you. Nobody can stop you. At the end of the series, I honestly believe that no crew will compare to the Straw Hats. I think the feats they've had now are on another level, and I don't think anyone will compete with them. When you have one of the strongest characters in the verse as your vice captain, it's a fucking GG. And Luffy will have so many allies. Luffy doesn't want to know what the past is because he doesn't care. Luffy is that guy, and that's incredible. I love how Oda writes Luffy. I love how he writes so many characters in the series. How a simple plot thread means so much later on in the series. And how he foreshadows so many things. Like, oh my, it's so good. It is so good. Like, the little details with Oda are on another level. Nobody can write like this. And the idea that, like, Shanks has barely been in the series and he's a fan favorite. I don't see any other series doing what One Piece does. I think there will eventually be a series that surpasses it. But, like, what, is it going to be 2 Piece? No, I'm just kidding. But right now, I think it's the greatest series of all time, and there's so many reasons. So many. And my only gripe I'll get into in this video is I wish the anime adaptation was more faithful to the manga. Because if we got a 1-for-1 with the little stuff in there that Oda was okay with, I think the anime would be 30 times better. And they take a lot of creative liberties, and they do what they want to do, I think. Wano has been a step up in the right direction, I believe. And I think the villains are about to step up in a whole nother level. I think people aren't ready for the level the villains are going to be on. I think that, you got Blackbeard and his mystery and why he's such a fucking weirdo. You got so many things coming in this arc. Like, we're going to learn about devil fruits. We're going to learn, I think, the history of the world. Vegapunk might not become a Straw Hat, but become an ally of the Straw Hats. And the Revolutionary Army, I think, is going to be really important from here on out. And there's no fucking way Sabo is dead. Come on. Come the fuck on. There's no fucking way he's fucking dead. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.